The news that shocked the K-pop world again came from the legendary group BTS. This time, an emotional atmosphere enveloped HYBE's headquarters in Seoul, South Korea, after reports circulated that Jungkook, the golden magne, was seen crying after attending an internal meeting with other members. A source close to the couple said that the most touching moment occurred when Park Jimin delivered a mysterious statement that ended with the words, "Goodbye for now." Is this really BTS's final gesture? Or is it just a new, more complicated phase in their journey as a group and as individuals? Here is the full report that we managed to collect. Closed-door meeting in HYBE, unusual situation. On August 1, 2025, BTS members reportedly attended an important internal meeting with HYBE label's management. Although the details of the agenda were not published, various sources said that this meeting lasted for more than 3 hours and was confidential. According to an internal staff member who did not want to be named, the atmosphere of the meeting this time was very different from usual. There was no laughter typical of the members, no light smiles. There was only a serious expression, a quiet whisper, and reddened eyes. A surprising thing happened when Jimin, who is known as a figure of encouragement among the members, stood up to say something. In a deep voice, he reportedly uttered a sentence that made the room silent. "I hope we can all find our own direction. For now, goodbye." Jungkook crying, tears of a magne. Shortly after the meeting ended, some fans and media saw Jungkook leave the HYBE building with puffy eyes. He lowered his head in silence, escorted by security staff without answering a single question from reporters waiting outside. A short video circulated on social media showed Jungkook getting into the car with heavy steps, wearing a black hoodie and a mask, but his facial expression could not mask his deep sadness. ARMY, who knew Jungkook as a strong man and rarely cried in public, was immediately panicked. Trending topics such as "Protect Jungkook," "Stay Strong Jimin," and "BTS Forever" immediately dominated Twitter/X in more than 50 countries. Jungkook's cry, a symbol of sincerity. For ARMY, Jungkook's tears are not just an expression of sadness, but a representation of a heart that sincerely loves the long journey with BTS. Jungkook has always been known for his dedication to the group. He often says that he was formed by BTS and can't imagine life without his 6 young. However, the pressure of being Jungkook, a global idol, the golden mean, and a role model for millions of fans is certainly a burden on its own. In the latest documentary BTS Reconnect, Jungkook even said, "There were times when I felt like I couldn't be the Jungkook that everyone expected. But I still want to be a part of BTS even though the world is changing." Jimin's words seem to be the culmination of all that anxiety. For Jungkook, the relationship with Jimin is not just a co-worker, but more like a brother who has gone through hard times with him. From the trainees' hard training to the debut full of uncertainty to the exhausting world tour. Jimin, emotional spokesman of the group? This is not the first time Jimin has been a driving force in BTS. His gentle but resolute character is often a bridge between the members and their unexpressed emotions. In various difficult moments, Jimin was always present as the inner voice of the group. When delivering his message to Jungkook, the atmosphere in the room was reportedly very emotional. Jin was even seen wiping away tears, and Suga seemed to look down for a long time without saying anything. V held Jungkook's hand, while RM hugged Jimin's shoulder as a form of support. "Jimin always has a way of touching people's hearts," BTS said. But this time, he voiced the feelings that have been kept by all the members. What exactly happened? Speculation has also sprung up. Some fans suspect that Jimin may be considering a longer hiatus or even quitting the group to focus on his solo career and mental health. Others believe that this is part of BTS' long-term plan to evaluate their future after all members have completed their military service. But other internal sources denied the possibility of BTS disbanding. There is no dissolution. However, there is a difficult decision facing the members, a source in HYBE told local media. They are discussing the best future direction for all parties. However, this sentence actually adds to the question mark. Will BTS stay together as an active group or turn into a freelance collaborative project with their respective schedules? Jimin, the signal already seen? Trace deeper, Jimin has several times revealed his anxiety in interviews and live broadcasts. In early July, he said, "Sometimes I get tired of constantly searching for myself as an artist and as part of BTS. I want to try to live life more slowly." That statement was then considered an ordinary reflection. But after meeting HYBE recently, many fans felt that Jimin had indeed prepared his heart to rest from the pressure of being a global idol. Some fans also highlighted Jimin's last Instagram post, just a picture of the twilight sky with the caption, "Everything will be fine even if it's no longer the same." Now the caption feels much heavier in meaning. Response: HYBE and other members. Until this article was written, HYBE has not issued an official statement regarding the content of the meeting or the emotional condition of the members. RM Suga, Jin V and J-Hope have also yet to show a public response. Only Jungkook was in the spotlight because he looked emotional after the meeting. Many hoped that RM, as leader, would soon provide clarification to calm ARMY concerns. But the public knows that BTS is not the type of group that talks carelessly before the time is right. ARMY, a wave of grief and support. Meanwhile, the ARMY community around the world is being hit by a storm of emotions. Some are sad, some are angry because they feel they have not been given clarity, but not a few also choose to continue to support the personal choices of the members. On the Weverse platform, thousands of messages of support are constantly flowing. Jungkook, we will always be with you even if your path changes. Jimin, you are not alone. If this is your decision, we'd appreciate it. BTS is not just a group, but a family, and families don't really go their separate ways. Some fans even initiated digital projects titled Thank You Jimin and Forever with BTS, containing thousands of messages of love and gratitude for the struggle and music that has inspired the world. Is this the end of BTS? The big question hangs over the minds of millions of fans. Is this the end of BTS? The answer may be more complex than just yes or no. Under the contract, BTS is still tied to HYBE for the next few years. But from the emotional side, the members' choice to develop personally seems to be the top priority right now. As I said at the 2022 festival, we are no longer children. We grew up and each of us had a world we wanted to explore on our own. Now that statement feels more real. BTS remains BTS even if the path changes. Whatever happens next, whether Jimin goes on hiatus, Jungkook needs some alone time, or the group decides to pursue more individual activities, one thing is certain: BTS has left a trail that will never fade. Jungkook's tears were not a sign of weakness, but a testament to how deeply the members love and commitment to each other and to the ARMY. Jimin's farewell is not the end, but a sign that they dare to be honest with themselves and the public. And as they always say, BTS and ARMY are one and our love will never go away. HYBE is still silent. Until this article is written, HYBE has not issued an official statement on the results of the internal meeting. There was only a brief statement that BTS will always be an important part of Korean and world music history, which added to speculation that the group is indeed preparing for a major transition. Some speculations even mention that HYBE is preparing a special event titled The Last Chapter, which will be BTS' last performance as a group before a long hiatus or official breakup. BTS's future, towards an end point or a new beginning. BTS is on the verge of a new chapter. Whether it's a breakup, a rebranding, or some kind of transformation to a more flexible format, the members seem to have come to a phase of life that demands them to make big decisions. In an interview with the BBC last year, he said, "BTS is home. But sometimes, children also have to get out of the house to discover who they really are. Is it time for each member to pursue personal dreams outside of BTS? Or rather, this is just a temporary emotional pause before returning to shine together." Clearly, Jungkook's tears and Jimin's message are not the end of the story, but a marker that BTS is a true story of friendship, struggle, and love that can never be limited to just the name of the group.